Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to give you guys the results of my Alch Go Kingsmarch strat. So as a quick reminder, the plan was to do a quad tab full of Alch Go Toxic Sewers map, which I scryed the Defunct Cathedral on for potential apothecary drops. On top of that, I took this tree over here, which is a simple Alch Go tree. The link of this tree is in the description below, focusing around the shaping the mountains, shaping the skies, shaping the world for the maps dropping higher, the intoxication from Nico, extra shrines, we have Scarab nodes, and we got the Eater of Worlds completely maxed out here, as well as Guardian and synthesized and yeah, Conqueror maps basically, to give us a nice amount of sustain of Guardian maps for our mappers. The strategy was pretty simple. It is Alch Go and farm gold, resources, Divine Shrine altars if possible, or altars in general, the Nameless Seer as well as bosses, and then get your town going and send ships every half an hour, let your mappers map, and so on and so forth to test out how good is the league mechanic. And the long story short is I made about 320 divines total in the matter of 4 days, and it is a very good but very exhausting grind. Let me go over the details. Where did this currency come from? What stuff did we get? What did we sell? And so on and so forth. So basically, for an Alch Go strategy with over 10 divines an hour, and this is not even calculated everything in, this is just like the rough overview, because there is much more things that haven't sold yet, which is not based on this calculation. So I did have to start somewhere, and I did not manage to do all the 576 maps, because my character hit level 100 today just by Alch Go, and we had an average of like 20 million experience an hour, which is super low. But with the sheer amount of maps that we ran in the last couple of days, we still managed to do that. And I pretty much ran out of almost all the resources that I have, and I had millions before. So that's why I decided, once I hit level 100, I'm gonna stop the grind, and these are the leftover maps. So basically, I think it's like 5 times 24 minus 576. So we basically ran like 456 out of 576 maps. But I think this is fair enough to do a good overview on what this strategy is all about. Nothing here in my 2 quad tabs full of loot, with gems, with memories, with tattoos, with sixlings, with all kinds of things is included, okay? Every day I'm gonna make this cheaper. Now it's 100 C, tomorrow I'll put it down to 90, all of these tabs, and 80, 70, and there will be lots of things that is getting sold. For example, all these, like, for example, Forbidden Tomes, that I have a bunch of those laying around that I can sell in bulk, and so on and so forth. Nothing of that is in there. Okay, so let's take a look at the sales, because this is what is very interesting. These are things that I have sold over the course of 4 days. So basically 4 days with an average of like 8-9 hours is what I've done. And there is Valdo's puzzle boxes, shit tons of those coming from the mappers. We had lots of power runes, and this is both from ships as well as finding the bosses. And trust me on that, when you send ships every half an hour, there is going to be quite a bunch of these bosses kidnapping your mappers or your ships basically, and they have a chance to drop these power runes. And while doing so many maps, you find this like the Dark Knight quite often, and I actually got, I don't know, I think like 7 or 8 power runes in total. And they started to be like, I think 4.5 divines on day 1, but later on, I think the last one that I got today, let me see, power rune is 5.5 divines, okay? So just as like 7 or 8 power runes that I found was quite a bit of currency. The time runes, the second highest rune, is about 0.8 diviners. Then I had a Divine Shrine for the boss, which dropped 6 divines, which is over here. A Void Battery, a very good rolled one that I sold for 3 divines from the Nameless Seer. The Valdo puzzle boxes were about 1.1 or 1.2 divines based on that, based on the day and time. And other than that, Einhar Harvest Beast, I think I got twice. But the majority here is power runes, Valdo's puzzle boxes, Voidborn reliquary keys, and one comes from the mappers, and the other one comes basically from your ships and all these bosses that you do. And we made about 15,000 chaos, which is divided by 175, is about almost 90 divines of my 300 divines is just from like these drops. Some T17 maps sold for a divine apiece, and I still have a total of 46 T17 maps remaining that I can surely easily sell for probably 125 up to 150 chaos per piece if sold in bulk. Good, let's go over the entire list. We have like almost 31,000 chaos in our currency tab over here. This is all the sales included, so the 90 divines from all the power runes and stuff like that. This is basically this chunk of chaos and divine orbs. We got from the shipment so much bubblegum currency as well from the mappers. So that explains currently like over 5,000 transmute and I don't know, like all kinds of stuff. Same as the exotic stuff here with the Mavens, Chisels, and lots of stuff. They even killed Oshabi, like the mappers, you know, so quite nice. Then about 10,000 chaos in fragments. And this is basically, all these fragments here are coming from the mappers themselves, just because I was giving them my Guardian maps. Remember when I made the first video about the strategy, my first map device has only level 10 mappers, and they were just running all the Guardian maps that I found over the day, and the other two map devices, which were like level 9 and probably 1 or 2 level 10s, they were farming the normal maps, but they gathered quite a bunch of Guardian fragments. Then shit tons of scarabs, some breaches, and obviously with running so many maps, lots of Writhing Invitation and Screaming Invitation, a total of 10,000 chaos. Then divination cards, we have like 1,200. I think there is a bunch of... I need to check what is the most valuable one. I think we had like Sephiroth probably 2 times. We had Divine Beauty a couple times. We have the Fortunate. Like lots of divination cards, so probably about 8 divines or something. Then essences, fossils, and oils, delirium, catalyst. We're not gonna go over too much because it's like 1 to 2 divines, you know, all the random stuff that I got from, like, as I said, the essences, the Nico Azerite that I spent on the resonators, Blight, then Dali, the simulacrum splinters, catalysts, and whatnot that I got. And then we come to maps with an astonishing 12,500 chaos. So what is the thing about here? So these are the maps that I got. Basically, I got 455 random T60 maps. Then I sorted out here. These are just city square maps that I sustained back, which is like 418 and 239 toxic sewers on top of that. So if we would count this together, I basically dropped 1,400 maps in total. Obviously, most of them will not sell, but this is the way where the league mechanic is so good. You just give them your mappers and just let them run those, right? So, Guardian maps is 7 remaining, which basically the ones that I got today where I didn't send, because I knew, okay, in like the next half an hour I'm gonna be done with the project. I'm not gonna send my mappers mapping anymore. And then we have like 46 T17. It was over 50. A couple of those I sold. A bunch of unique maps, and the unique maps also include the what's it called, these special like synthesized altered memories, twist and distant memory, and so on and so forth. Good. And that basically gives me a total of 56,171.93 chaos, which is about 321 divines. So if we now count in the map, I usually had it on 2 minutes per map, but the thing is, there is just so much micromanagement that you have to do. When you're sending ships every half an hour, you know, you're gonna run like, I don't know, like 10, 15 maps, and then, oh, my ships are ready. Oh, there is like a boss, like my ships got kidnapped, for example, right? Then loading out your 3 map devices, if they're all done, right, takes about 3 hours or something for each map device to run like 12 maps each. It just takes like probably 15 minutes or something just to clean out all these like map devices, right? And then you have to refill them again, and then your ships come back. So it's not like you're permanently mapping. So that's why I counted, it's like 2 minutes per map what I took for my average Alch Go, but I actually decided to double that just based on the information that I have on how much did I play, you know? And it was about 30 hours. I had like 3 streams with like 8 hours each, and yesterday I did not stream, but I still farmed like 5-6 hours. So approximately 30 hours for those 456 maps, plus micromanaging your your King's Garden, right? So that's why I'm very confident when I say, hey, if I put this on 4 minutes, we reach the 30 hours, which is still over 10 divines per hour, which is about 118 chaos profit per map. So overall, I can say I farmed a Mage Blood within 4 days with Alch Go. So I think there was never a better time to do Alch Go gaming. But honestly, after doing this project here, the question is, would I do it again? And I would not. Like, I feel like this pressure of gold all the time. As you see here, I have like 500,000 gold over here, and I have like 800 here. So basically, it comes down to about 1.3 million that I have left over. But think about it. Once you go offline and your mappers are mapping, you know, before you go to bed, you basically send your ships to the furthest port away that takes like 4.5 hours or something. You load up all the map devices, you try to load up as much gold as you can, but you're not making a lot of gold. Now I'm sitting on 1.3 because the last 2 days, nobody died, right? So I have like, I think like 4 mappers extra here. They're idling, so they are not doing anything. So if a mapper dies, I can replace them instantly. But, you know, sometimes the ship... there is like, I don't know, somebody jumps overboard and dies, and then you have no sailors left, right? So you need to spend your gold to basically get some level 9 or level 10 shippers back, right? And then you deplete all your gold, and then your farmers are not doing anything, and you know, like, shit, man, I was just about to go offline, now this stupid mapper died, and I don't have any excessive mappers, so I need to, like, roll for a new mapper so I can let them map again, right? But then you deplete all your gold, and you know, man, I cannot go offline now because I need to farm gold, you know? So this constant stress of needing to refill your resources is so exhausting, and every day in the morning, when you, like, unload your ships, you're like, wait a second, I cannot do shit. You know, I have no gold, because overnight, all my farmers and miners just depleted everything. And the mappers, obviously, because when everything is running, is about 90,000 gold for me, right? So I know I need to get up, grab a coffee, and the first thing I need to do is run like 10, 15 maps, to then basically have 100,000 gold or 150,000 gold in my treasury, so I can start mapping again for my mappers and stuff like that, right? So this has nothing to do with your Omega chill, Alch and Go kind of style of farming, but you know, it is frustrating, like, or exhausting, right? And I don't felt that good anymore after like 450 maps, after level 100. I said, you know what? I think 450 maps is enough for this project, because I just cannot see another toxic sewers and the league mechanic and, you know, the ships and the mappers, and one died. Ah, fuck off, man. That was actually very, very exhausting. But still, I think this is a very successful project. I think like 10 divines per hour, it is actually even more than that, is actually quite insane. And there is no excuse for people to say only people in T17s are making currency. If I can just go Alch Go without scarabs, without chisels, without anything, and still pull off like 10 divines an hour, you know? So no excuses there, boys. Keep farming. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.